is, it's one thing to root for the underdog, and that's fine. If you root for an underdog sports team, that's great. Underdogmatists would have you believe that when America was small and powerless, it was good because it was small and powerless, not because it was built on good ideas or anything. But once America became big and powerful and successful, America automatically became bad because it's big and powerful and successful.
Benjamin Johnson here with Accuracy in Media. We have as a guest Michael Prell. We've just finished our Heritage Bloggers briefing. Thank you so much, Michael, for being with us.
Hey, thank you for talking to me.
Michael, you worked with Benjamin Netanyahu.
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
Absolutely. Well, this book began, Underdogma, years ago when I first noticed between his first stint as Prime Minister and the current one, he was supposed to give a speech on a university campus in North America. And something strange happened. Students who were multicultural, tolerant, broad-minded, intelligent, they rioted, they clashed with police, they smashed glass, and they spat on Jews, all to stop Benjamin Netanyahu from speaking, a free man from engaging in free speech in a place of higher learning. And that to me just cracked apart the fabric of the world that I thought I knew. And that's what set me on to looking into this. Was this an explosion of anti-Semitism on campus, or was it something else? And I found out that it was something else. And fast forward about 5 years later, I actually found myself in his home working with him shoulder to shoulder on the campaign, the last one in 2009. And what I found was that those students were doing what students always do. They're just reflexively taking the side of the little guy, the Palestinians, and raising a fist against those who have power. In this case, it was Israel. So what they were doing, and it manifested itself in a violent outburst that looked like anti-Semitism, but what it really was Underdogma. And it's the reflexive urge that in any given issue, that's what Underdogma is, whichever side has less power, the underdog, is automatically considered righteous, not because he's righteous, but simply because he has less power.
I think what really strikes a chord with a lot of people is the way that the Obama administration has itself embraced this philosophy. Can you talk about that?
For sure. And it's one thing if little student protesters have this belief system, or America's enemies or America's competitors, but when Americans themselves, and when that belief system that American power is automatically bad because it's powerful, when that idea reaches the White House, that's some scary stuff. Let me give you some examples. The White House chief advisor said, quote, "This administration has said clearly that it's going to speak truth to power," end quote. Now think about that. It's the White House. It's literally the highest seat of power in the whole world and in the history of the world. And yet they think of themselves as their job is to speak truth to power. And let's look at how they have spoken truth to power. I mean, let's look at all the takeovers. Big health insurance, big banks, big lenders, big student lenders, big Wall Street fat cats. What do they have in common? They're big, they're powerful. And because they're big and powerful, those politicians who practice Underdogma know that they can delve into this deep-seated belief system that we have, this natural urge to take the side of the underdog, and they can use that to take your power away. So every single time, domestically, those big takeovers, they did one thing. They put their arm around the little guy, and they said, "We're on your side." And then they raised their fist against the big, powerful X. And the solution was always, "We're here from government, we're here to help, let us take care of that for you." And always the transfer of power went from the people to the state. That's the shell game. That's how they did it. And in my book, I lift up all the shells and I show you how they did it, so you won't be fooled again.